Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying to the heart of Vietnam to uncover a legend as ancient and mystical as the land itself. Forget what you think you know about mountains, because we're about to explore a story that blends folklore, divine intervention, and the raw beauty of nature. This is the tale of Nhn the Five Lament Mountains. Our story begins a long time ago, in a quaint little fishing village nestled along the central coast of Vietnam. Imagine the gentle lapping of waves, the smell of salt in the air, and the simple, hard-working life of its people. Among them was a fisherman, a man of humble means, but with a heart as vast as the ocean he worked on. His days were spent in a quiet rhythm, casting his nets at dawn, mending them at dusk, and living a life of peaceful solitude. He wasn't rich in coin, but he was rich in kindness and contentment. One morning, the village awoke to the aftermath of a ferocious storm. The sea, usually calm and predictable, had raged through the night, leaving a trail of debris along the shoreline. As our fisherman walked along the beach, surveying the scene, his eyes caught something extraordinary. It wasn't a piece of driftwood or a tangled net. It was a giant egg washed ashore by the tumultuous waves. But this was no ordinary egg. It shimmered with an otherworldly glow, its shell adorned with a kaleidoscope of beautiful, shifting colors. It seemed to pulse with a gentle, silent energy. Driven by a mix of wonder and compassion, the fisherman couldn't just leave it there. He carefully lifted the mysterious egg, feeling a strange warmth emanating from it. He brought it back to his small hut and, wanting to protect it, placed it gently into a soft, woven basket, keeping it warm and safe from the elements. He didn't know what he was doing or what to expect, but his kind heart told him it was the right thing to do. He watched over it day after day, his curiosity growing with each passing moment. Just a few days later, something incredible happened. The egg began to tremble, and tiny cracks appeared on its shimmering surface. The fisherman watched in awe as the shell broke away, not revealing a creature of the sea or a bird of the air, but a beautiful little girl. She had eyes that sparkled like the morning dew, and skin as smooth as a polished pearl. The fisherman was utterly stunned. He had expected many things, but never this. Overcoming his initial shock, a wave of pure joy washed over him. He felt an instant deep connection to this miraculous child. With no family of his own, he decided, without a second thought, to raise her as his own beloved daughter. Years passed, and the little girl grew up under the fisherman's loving care. She brought light and laughter into his simple life. The small hut, once quiet and solitary, now echoed with her cheerful voice. He taught her about the sea, the stars, and the stories of their ancestors. Their bond was unbreakable, a testament to the idea that family is found not in blood, but in love. The fisherman felt he was the luckiest man in the world, but their peaceful existence was about to be shattered. One fateful day, while the fisherman was out at sea, his mind on his daily catch, a shadow fell over the village. It was a terrifying sight. A monstrous giant eagle, with wings so vast they blocked out the sun, swooped down from the heavens. Its sharp eyes were fixed on one target, the little girl playing near the shore. With a deafening screech, the eagle descended, its talons extended, ready to snatch her away. From his boat, the fisherman saw the horror unfolding. Panic seized him. He rowed back to shore with all his might, his heart pounding in his chest. He reached the shore just as the eagle was about to grab his daughter. Without a thought for his own safety, the fisherman grabbed a heavy piece of driftwood and charged at the colossal bird. He fought with the ferocity of a protective father, striking at the creature with all his strength. But the eagle was a monstrous force of nature, too powerful for a mortal man. It easily swatted him aside. The little girl, seeing her father fall and the terrifying beast looming over her, let out a piercing cry of pure terror and desperation. And then the impossible happened. At the sound of her cry, the very ground began to shake violently. The earth groaned and split open, with a thunderous roar that drowned out the screech of the eagle. 5 colossal peaks of rock and marble erupted from the flat landscape. They rose majestically towards the sky, forming a protective circle around the fisherman and his daughter. These were no ordinary mountains. They seemed to be alive, imbued with a sacred power. The giant eagle, momentarily stunned, renewed its attack. It crashed against the newly formed mountains, its powerful body striking the solid marble again and again. But the peaks stood firm, an unbreachable fortress. The rock didn't even chip. Defeated and battered, the great eagle let out one last frustrated shriek. It realized it could not break through this divine barrier. It turned, launched itself back into the sky, and flew away, disappearing into the distant clouds, never to be seen again. The immediate danger had passed. The fisherman, bruised but alive, rushed to his daughter and held her tight, his heart overflowing with relief. The 5 great mountains stood silent guard around them, their peaks reaching for the heavens. But the miracle was tinged with sorrow. Shortly after the eagle's defeat, the little girl, the child born of a celestial egg, vanished. One moment she was there, safe in her father's arms, and the next she was gone, as if she had dissolved into thin air. The fisherman was heartbroken. He searched every cave, every valley, and called her name until his voice was raw. He searched for weeks, months, and years, never giving up hope. But he never found her again. The villagers, who had witnessed the miraculous event, came to a conclusion. They believed the girl was no ordinary mortal. She was a celestial being, a fairy or a goddess sent to earth. The gods, seeing her in danger, had intervened by raising the mountains to protect her, and once she was safe, they had taken her back to her rightful home in the heavens. But as a sign of their gratitude to the kind fisherman, and as a symbol of eternal protection for the land, they left behind the 5 magnificent mountains. And so these 5 peaks became known as Eng-H-N-H, Essent, the mountains of the 5 elements. Each mountain was named after one of the fundamental elements of Eastern philosophy: Kim Sn metal, Mi Sn water, Ho Sn water, Ho Sn fire, and then Ye Sn earth. They stand today just south of Da Nang, a stunning cluster of marble and limestone hills that continue to captivate all who see them. They are not just geological wonders, they are a living monument to a father's love, a divine intervention, and the enduring power of a legend. They remind us that even in the face of great adversity, kindness can inspire miracles. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into Vietnamese folklore. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so you do not miss our next adventure into the world's most fascinating myths and legends. See you in the next video.